Hi everyone, this is Tina Ward with Connex Systems. I'd like to share some information about Connex's Risk Detective product for customer risk scoring. Risk Detective helps financial institutions decrease payment risk and meet the FFIEC's regulatory guidelines for measuring customer suitability by providing real-time risk assessments of their customers' accounts. Risk Detective provides on-demand customer risk scoring. Bank or credit union systems like mobile and remote deposit can inquire on a customer's risk score in real time to determine whether to provide access to these deposit channels or other services, to determine how soon to release deposited funds, and what dollar limits, if any, to place on the funds. In calculating the risk scores, Risk Detective collects and analyzes risk factors for all deposit accounts associated with each of the institution's customers. In addition, account metrics from the institution's core system are regularly imported for use in risk assessment. This information includes collected balances, average daily deposits, change of address requests, check orders, account longevity, and other key indicators. Risk events can also be defined to the system for use in the risk calculations. A risk event can be any occurrence that impacts the eligibility of the institution's customers negatively or positively. Examples include all of the standard return reasons, including insufficient funds, missing or irregular signatures or endorsements, and duplicate presentments. Risk events can also be alerts from the institution's other systems as needed, including Connex's Fraud Detective solution. By continually accepting updates on user-defined risk events, Risk Detective provides the most up-to-date and accurate customer assessment possible. There's an added benefit when Risk Detective is implemented with Connex's Fraud Detective solution. As Fraud Detective evaluates suspect items, it can automatically inquire on the customer's risk score and use that score as one of the criteria in determining whether to accept the item or not. This enables institutions to make quicker, more informed funds availability decisions for high-risk deposit channels. The confirmed fraud information can also be used by Risk Detective for future risk calculations. This integrated solution helps institutions identify fraud more accurately and reduces false positive notifications that might otherwise adversely affect customer relationships. Now I'd like to demonstrate some of the key functions of Risk Detective. Due to the high degree of automation, the only areas of user interaction in the system are the administrative tasks for setting up the risk scoring parameters to meet the institution's unique requirements. Let's look at how these parameters are defined.
The institution defines its own risk categories for a range of scores. For example, we show risk categories here ranging from extremely safe to extremely risky. It also defines any risk events that should be taken into consideration when computing the risk scores, like the standard return reason codes, such as not sufficient funds, uncollected funds hold, stop payment, or post-dated. Risk events can also include fraud control events that are identified by the suite's own fraud detection component, such as check velocity thresholds being exceeded, a check order and change of address occurring suspiciously close together, daylight overdrafts, and others. Different weighting factors can be defined for each event depending on whether the payment is being deposited into or drawn on the customer's account. The institution also defines the mathematical formulas to be used in calculating the risk scores. Here we've defined the risk formulas for a mobile deposit application for the institution's retail customers. The elements of the formula can include account metrics that are either imported from the deposit system or calculated based on the transactions. Here we've selected the collected balance as one of the elements in the formula. The formula can also include any of the various risk events that have been defined to the system. Here we've selected an ACH deposit in the last 180 days. The formula can also include mathematical operators and numbers to be used as mathematical constants. As the calculation elements of the formula are added, the formula is displayed at the top of the screen for easy reference. From the Account Edit screen, we can view the account status and historical information for the account, as well as the product risk scores and formulas defined for the account.
That wraps up my overview of Connex's Risk Detective product. The product provides an invaluable tool for financial institutions to continually assess their customer relationships for critical decision-making. We welcome the opportunity to show you how the product can help your institution minimize risk and comply with FFIEC guidelines. For more information, please contact Steve Fortson via the contact information provided here. We look forward to hearing from you soon.